Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome back to Let's Play Dead Space 3. This is episode 18. Last time we pursued Danik down into the S.C.A.F excavation site, where the machine was located, and it turns out there was also a Volanti city down here, an ancient Volanti city, and these are the ancient Volanti skeletons. So, clearly not all of them got absorbed into the Brethren Moon before it was shut down. I mean, I guess if they were all absorbed, then the Brethren Moon wouldn't have been incomplete. But we got the Codex back from Danik, who continues to be the most ineffectual villain, by exploding ourselves at him, falling on him, and then falling down here into this pit, which seems to be like a catacombs, or at least it became a catacombs. So, now we have to find our way back out of the pit, and... well, I guess we don't really have a goal now. We got the Codex back, so Danik can't shut off the machine. Or maybe we're going to need it to turn the machine back on if he can shut it off without needing the Codex. This area is pretty cool, though, already. Looks kind of Warhammer-y. I don't know. Maybe it's just the angular stuff, the kind of black stone that looks very Necron-ish. But what happened down here, exactly, if there's a bunch of these guys strung up on the walls? They don't follow us, right? So we did run into a few of these guys as Necromorphs, but only when we were doing the descent. We haven't actually fought them properly yet. They're definitely not as tough as brutes because they don't have nearly as much armor. They don't have like a proper shell, they just have kind of armored bits. I know there are a few Necromorphs that aren't in this game that make a return in the DLC, I guess, including members of the Pack. Oh. Okay, we also got these little crusty things, which should be a lot easier to deal with down here than when we were sliding into them. Man, why are there so many markers down here? Like, why would you build them so close together that they're all, like, piled up? Or maybe they just dumped them all down here. Okay, game says we need to go this way, but there's an elevator this way.
The deep dig teams were some of our brightest archaeologists and soldiers. What happened to them down here has served as a cautionary tale to us all. What drove them to such extreme behavior, to such depravity and violence? I have sequestered their bodies in the staging compound. There I hope to find answers, not only to their demise, but to the workings of the artifact they discovered in the depths.
Seriously, we found a side mission down here? Hey, you gotta put a stop to Danik's plans, but hey, you wanna check this out while you're at it? I mean, I guess. Maybe it'll be less shitty than the last one. Wow. We have so many stasis packs, I really need to start using them. So I don't think we have too many more weapons to make that we couldn't already. We have a suit terminal. So we should be able to afford those last upgrades now, right? Yep, we have enough semiconductors to max out our armor. As well as stasis duration. Not enough for Kinesis damage, though. So we're almost fully upgraded, though I haven't put any points in the air yet. I might do that soon, for reasons I will not spoil. But that I spoiled for myself long ago. Okay, we got more regenerators down here. Great.
He was shivering, naked when I found him. The self-inflicted wounds carved deep into his skin, the meaning of which I can only speculate. I had to work to pry the artifact from his cold, white hand. A curious object made of an unknown material, activated, it seems by sound. The markings are words, that I'm sure of, but without a means of translating them, I'm afraid its purpose will remain a mystery. If only there were more time, I could find other examples of the script stored here and unlock it.
I mean, with how many markers there are down here, it's a wonder that anyone got anything done without instantly going insane. Because I would assume that multiples would multiply the effect, but maybe not. Maybe it's a fixed signal, and they really are just relays. Tram Haul. Okay, this must have been that archaeology stop that we saw on the fast travel. Personal log, Dr. Earl Serrano. The Deep Dig survivors refuse to speak. Whether this is willing or the result of the trauma they observed is uncertain. They continue to draw strange symbols on any surface they can find. And when no other surface is available, they use their own skin. After persistent injuries as to what they were doing, inquiries, one of them finally turned to me and spoke. "We witnessed the truth," he said. "And so will you." This last bit he screamed as he came at me with a utility knife. Thankfully, I managed to scramble away, and it took several soldiers to subdue him before he could be taken to a more secure holding area. Okay. How and why do we have a zero gravity shaft underground? Like, that seems like a massive waste of power to remove gravity. I mean, I guess if they have gravity plates, they might have something with the opposite effect. But then maybe it's easier to generate artificial gravity than it is to generate artificial vacuum. I guess it's not vacuum. You know, a vacuum doesn't inherently have to be zero gravity, and zero gravity doesn't inherently have to be a vacuum, so those are two completely separate things that both happen to exist in space. Alright, nothing here either. I want to say that I hope this one's not going to be very big. And every time I say that, it is awful and takes like half an hour to finish. Alright. The tumor is dead. Long live the tumor. I like that I can just grab the whole thing. I feel like this is just an excuse to use these stupid enemies again now that we're not in space. I do kind of love, though, that you can just drift sideways like this down. And I hope that they keep that in the Dead Space remake, since they're using the freeform style of zero gravity rather than the original game's locked kind of jump system. And that makes sense. You know, that was a straight improvement in Dead Space 2, mechanically. Stasis coating, okay. Those are fairly rare. So, are these the anti-gravity plates? I mean, hey, maybe it makes it easier to move materials up and down this shaft without having to use an elevator. Why are all the lights green down here? Climb the career ladder to the stars. Enlist in the S.C.A.F. Enlist something today and secure survey your new Yeah, I can't read it. If I had a sniper rifle, I could zoom in on it. Another skeleton.
Entering zero gravity.
Alright, well, at least this one is a little different. You know, rather than just being a bunch of corridors. The last one was so fucking boring. But here at least we have some zero G. Anything in here? Nope. Okay, we have a bunch of mines, which are much more effective than my mines. Personnel log, Dr. Earl Serrano. Some of the artifacts we brought up for examination were covered in what I can only describe as fossilized carbuncles. We thought they were inert, having been dead for potentially millions of years. But while they were in anti-gravity transit, some of the growths broke off. When crews went back to retrieve them, they discovered several large pods affixed to the wall, presumably incubating something within. When approached, they cracked open and what spilled out was horrifying. We lost several of our crew that day. The creatures have since been shut up in the transit shaft until we can examine them. The other shaft has been fitted with tripwire devices to deter any others that may have escaped our notice. Okay, so they never got around to dealing with those, they just left them in there. I wonder if we should go up, if this is a different shaft.
Exiting zero gravity.
What was that little sound? Oh, that's just the music. Okay. VVWV. That is a bunch of lurkers. Leapers, god damn it. I will never say it right the first time. Oh boy. The enhanced ones are kind of awful because of that guaranteed grab they have. It's not like they have to lunge at you and then if they connect, they grapple you. It's just like they walk up to you and you are in a grapple. There's no chance to avoid it. Nice thing about this... I was gonna say, the nice thing about this gun is we can fire with the top one when they're far away, and then switch to the lower one without having to reload when they get closer. Still not the ideal combo, but I haven't really found the ideal combo. And I'm not necessarily sure that I want the best combo, you know? Like, if we made a perfect set of 4 weapons that is good against everything, that would make the game already more kinda uninteresting than the combat can already be. Just because there's so much of it. That probably should have been more dangerous than it was. Excuse me, sir. I can't even tell what those things are supposed to be. They kind of look like babies. These guys are gonna come right through the fucking corpse. Could these be alien babies? Baby Volanti. I mean, they sound like babies. I have to remember too that we have so much ammo, I can just do that and it's not really like a waste. Just hold down the trigger until they stop moving. Or I run out of ammo. You don't actually have that much ammo left. I think I used a lot of it in that descent without getting much more back because all the enemies were, you know, falling. But we can always just make more out of tungsten. Or, not even tungsten, just steel. Scrap.
Final. Final.
There's gonna be a puzzle at the end of this that requires multiple words that I'm gonna have to go back and check. Hold on. I'm gonna grab a paper and a fucking pencil.
Final. Final.
There, I sketched it and I wrote fucking final. And now I'm gonna go back and get the other one because I have a feeling we're gonna need to do that anyway. I am not gonna be able to remember these otherwise. Though knowing this game is just as likely that the puzzle will only require one of these.
Warrior. 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 Warrior.
Got it. Are we gonna have to input the code? Final warrior. Alright, now into the back tube. door right here. Communications control. Okay, probably not important.
Entering zero gravity.
I don't think we're gonna have to do any communicating. So I think even these ones are still dogs. One of them just hit a beam. Okay, is there anything in here? There's an alien artifact. Personal journal, Dr. Earl Serrano. The signal projected by the markers permeates everything and everyone. We are all affected differently. Some are driven to rage. Others... Hold on. Others suffer hallucinations, and, well, still others fall into a gibbering dementia. But perhaps the most insidious effect it has is when we don't realize it has taken hold of us. Indeed, we show no outward signs of madness. We believe we are following our natural compulsion. And, in all likelihood, we will not realize this manipulation until our ill-conceived plans come to fruition and it is too late to reverse our actions. Am I justified in resisting the urge to turn off the machine? Am I right in believing the machine must be completed to stop the marker? Or am I a slave to the very forces that conspire to wipe out all life in this universe? Only time will tell. Alright, the top of the shaft is capped, so we can't go up anyway. And it looks like we only need 2. No, never mind. This is a hacking panel. I just saw the 2 buttons and I'm like, okay, 2 voice commands. Alright, another one of these. I like how they use the same, like, you're about to run out of oxygen sound for this when you're running out of time. It makes it sound so much more serious than it actually is.
Exiting zero gravity.
We have a lot of scrap metal, so... Just gonna craft a couple clips. Don't correct me on it, the game calls it a clip, alright? It's a clipazine. I've got my pencil ready.
Sacrifice. Sacrifice.
I probably don't need to draw all the dots and everything, but I've been doing it anyway.
Sacrifice.
I mean, he did say there's what? Only a couple characters? in this sound language. Sacrifice final warrior. Here, someone for you to play with. Do not stack. You wouldn't want your stack of angry necromorphs to tip over. Oh, are we at the end? Serrano's something. I didn't actually see what the full name was, but I think it just said stash. I guess it's in here still. Serrano's parts box. Okay, it's just special parts. Objective complete because we found the manifest? How does that help us with the actual, what we're trying to do? Well, now I know where they sent the artifacts. I mean, unless we need to, go get them. Need to actually make sure to set it to the right mission as well. No, we completed it. Alright, well. Guess we'll go out the escape passage. The escape passage, which is going to be completely full of enemies. Probably would have been safer to go the way we came. You know, the lack of actual impact when you get hit is so disorienting now that we're fighting these enhanced enemies, because it looks like I get a little love tap and then I see that 2/3 of my health is gone. Couldn't have given me, like, a health pack. Well, I guess they can't follow me in 0G. They don't really have a way to propel themselves, except climbing up the wall. Alright, well, I guess we go all the way back out. This is the way we came in. Why was that bucket in stasis? Or are they all just kind of blue? Boop. Well, that was probably another waste of time. So, maybe that was the last of the... Oh, come on. I was gonna say the last of the side missions, because that was the last stop on the tram. I need to make more medkits and deposit the stuff we picked up, but not while those guys are on our ass. Okay. Pointless distraction out of the way. I don't even know why I expected there would be something neat there, but at least we had some 0G. I mean, I guess it's another mechanic that they kind of had to drop for most of the game because we're not in space anymore, whereas they were peppered throughout both of the first game and the second one. Okay, I don't know what it's asking me. As you can see, there's a little, like, subtitle that pops up for it. But we don't have any of those. Well, I guess we just try all three. Or, no, see, we can't even do all of the ones we have. Actually, looking at this, I'm not sure we can do any of the ones we have. Because 2 of them require the upside down L, which we can't do, it's not an option. And the other one is 2 dots, but then it's the upside down L, which we still can't do. I wonder if it just wants me to do the one it's asking, which would be weird. Yep, okay. What the hell were all the hints we got for then? Actually, I guess we didn't use those at all, so those weren't important to the side mission. This one is especially red and very photogenic. I wish I could pull the camera out more. What if I stand here? There we go. Just Isaac and his favorite marker. I'm Isaac Carver, and this is my favorite marker on the Citadel.
Entering 0 gravity.
Why? Why would you put 0 gravity platforms in a dig site? That seems very potentially harmful to the artifacts. Like, oh yeah, let's just blast all the artifacts into the ceiling. Not to mention, test the structural stability of this ancient, like millions of year old structure. Like, yeah, I'm sure it won't come apart under the struts. It's made of Alienium. That was a good shot. He arced it right over the corner. Alright, well, I wasn't really expecting 0 gravity here. But I guess they found an excuse to have more 0 gravity without us being in space. Still don't need air down here, though. You know, it is kind of weird that Tau Volantis has a breathable atmosphere at all, considering all of the plant life died when they froze the planet. So you'd think there might not be any oxygen being produced anymore. And having been an ocean planet, all of it would have been produced by algae. That's, I think, one of those things that doesn't often get considered when making these single biome type planets. Like in Star Wars, you're gonna tell me that there is an explanation for why planets like Hoth have oxygen despite not having any plant life that we see? I mean, you don't see very much of planets in Star Wars, so it's entirely possible that there is forests of some kind somewhere. Okay, this one's written on the wall. Well, this is also not one that we have. I mean, it's not really a puzzle if you just tell me what I need to put in, and then give me a subtitle that also says what it is.
Exiting 0 gravity.
Like, you think you'd have to listen to the sound and then try to combine it into which ones play back that sound, like you do in most games that have sound puzzles like that. But they're like, I think dumb people will get stuck. Maybe we should just tell them the answer. Alright, we've made it back up to the main hall where we fell out of.
Carver, these dish-shaped areas on the floor, they supercharge our TK capacity, but hurt like hell.
What about stasis?
What about it?
Think it's enhanced too?
Try it and let me know.
Why is that even a thing? I guess for heavy lifting? Instead of having like a special heavy lifting module, they just have a thing that juices it up but fucking like melts you. Even when we have fancy engineering rigs in the future, we still have ways to blow out your back. Yeah, these are like little baby goblin things. I mean, they could have been some kind of native life as well, not necessarily Volanti babies. Compact standard frame. Somatic gel. It's a lot quieter in here now. There doesn't seem to be any Unitologists running around. I bet Danik is still just standing around upstairs, though. And we're going to confront him with the Codex that he wants, and he's going to take it from us, when if we didn't confront him, he wouldn't get it. Or maybe he's found a certain someone wandering around and is going to hold them hostage. Acid bath. Did we have one of those already? We're doing on ammo. I think we'll be fine. It wants me to go that way. I want to check if there's anything over here. We got a non-functional pad. So, I guess, are these anti-gravity things, are these human technology or are these alien technology? I assume they're human because of the shafts. That's a really big one. That's one of the statues. That would explain why. But then, the ones here look like they are built into the ground. I kind of expected there to be Unitologists in there. I mean, this area is cool, but it definitely doesn't really look like a city, you know? Kinda temple-y, which makes sense, though, if this is where they built the anti-Necromorph device.
Incredible, isn't it? I call this the promenade, one of the many conduits straight to the heart of the machine. Without the Codex, I can only speculate, but I suspect the machine needs to be opened for any changes to be made. I believe the monolith on this plateau just that. By standing on a special disc-shaped area on the floor, I've discovered I can use my Kinesis module in a boosted capacity to manipulate them. The two hieroglyphics on the wall behind me indicate that one configuration will open the machine. Another will enact any changes to the internal programming. Once you get it open and have followed all of my research, leave me returning to enact the final stage.
Okay. Weird, bendy, metal-ish structures. So, is this the machine right here? I guess that's the machine. This is the control system.
Oh, God. This isn't a city, Carver.
Oh, this is the machine.
Well, I mean, it did have to have effect on a planet-wide scale, so it did have to be pretty big.
Fix it.
We'll follow Serrano's clues and reconfigure the machine. I just opened a conduit to the heart of the city. If there's a control center for the Codex, that's where it'll be. Meet me there.
So, do I have to go through the whole thing and then come back here to finalize my changes? I'm not really sure why they needed to have an elevator there. How about no? Alright, we got another avoid the obstacles section. So these panels are obviously the ancient technology, but I still think that the other ones were human-made, the anti-grav ones. Well, into the control system. No, it's only the one. I wonder if you turned off subtitles, would it not give you that hint? Hey, at least they give you infinite tries. They don't have any kind of security that locks you out if you don't get it right. Sure, we're going to encounter more Volanti morphs. I'm going to take out the charge beam. Anything back here? No weird little upgrades hidden away. Oh, there's an artifact. Knew there'd be something back here. Deep dig report. Corporal Elizabeth Atwood. We noticed their haunting, graceful forms almost immediately as we descended into the city. Some were 20 stories tall, and others no more than 4 meters in height. After a grueling hours-long hike, we made camp at the feet of one such statue. To keep from freezing, we deployed a portable heating unit and huddled around it until we managed to fall asleep. I was jolted awake by a shrill, flute-like noise. The statue was gone, and so were half my crew. As I fumbled for my gear, I saw it, gaunt and gray, its bone-crested head staring in my direction. This couldn't be one of the noble beings that constructed this city, could it? It appears stunted and corrupt, a frightening and twisted version of the species. With the fate of my crew uncertain, I did the only thing I could do. I ran. Surely these gross undead monstrosities can't be the majestic alien race that built all this. Alright, so we can make Mega Stasis. It does feel at this point that they were just trying to find ways to, like, mix up the gameplay a bit. Like, yeah, it's probably getting kind of repetitive by this point, so we need some new stuff. How about, like, a weird supercharger? Wow, we're out of ammo. We're no longer out of ammo. That was quick. It's like barely a concern in this game. Like, it can happen, but rarely. And when it does, it's not really like, oh shit, I gotta avoid as much fighting as I can until I can find some more. It's like, oh, well, I guess I'll just make more next time I see a workbench. Minor inconvenience. It's very dark in here, though, with all this black stone absorbing the light.
Hey, Carver, I'll bet this supercharging effect might let us TK the limbs right off Necromorphs while they're still moving.
That's great. Thanks for the tip.
Here, I've got a tip for both of you. So, it sounds like in Callisto Protocol, you basically will have something like that all the time. Gravity glove that allows you to just grab a biomorph? I forget what they're called. Bio something. Oh, macrophage, that's what it is. I think. I'm pretty sure it's macrophage. Something phage. Biophage? Maybe that's what it is. These words sound familiar in that combination. But yeah, you'll have like a glove that you can use to just pick up a whole ass zombie creature and throw it into a fan or spikes or whatever. I assume that it will not be something you can constantly use. It'll probably have a cooldown. Oh, it's literally just showing up there too, so they really made this as basic as possible. So you can't look up while you're doing it. Like, you think these would be question and response, not just play me back the exact thing that I'm playing at you. Like a phrase, passphrase kind of thing, you know? I do like the way these doors open, though. It's overly elaborate. Kill or be killed. The alien machine. Acid bath. Electrocution module. Well, I guess we're going to end it here. That side mission ate up a bunch of time once again. So this is going to be another one of those kind of interim episodes where nothing too interesting happened, though at least we did get to see the new mechanic with the supercharger, as well as the, I guess, zero gravity. But until the next one, you folks all take care. We are definitely closing in on the end now. So I'm not really sure how we're going to get from where we are right now to where the spoiler that I know is very near the end happens. I legitimately have no idea how it's going to transition into that, because I have not spoiled enough of the game to know how you end up there. Anyhow, take care, folks.